I thought this would be a piece of cake, and it wasn't. And he talks about how hard it was to hook up. And oh my God, he said, in a very succinct bio, I laid out my plight. He said, I was tall, fit man seeking partner to engage in protected sex while being coached by cartoon figures on laptop, because it's like to show you what you're supposed to be doing to get the workout, and wearing Fitbits. Oh, and I'll be writing about it in an article. Pseudonyms are fine. And he's like, funny, nobody really wanted to. The only person that responded was somebody who didn't really read it or understand exactly what he was talking about. So he couldn't even find anybody. And then he goes on just this hysterical thing about dating. You got to read this. But he's basically saying everybody thinks the single males are out there getting it, and it's kind of an urban myth.
I mean, we were just talking about just be honest, and then it didn't work on this
It didn't.
one.
No.
Oh, it just seems very strange.
Yeah. But I mean,
because I know that it was a very expensive product. We couldn't sell a lot of it, but I can't think of the name of it. But it was supposed to make semen taste better. And a blog writer or whatever, she called up her male friend and said, I want to test this out. And they're like, yeah, when can I be over?
yeah, didn't we talk to her?
I think so.
It was we've talked to this person.
It was
It was like, yeah.
I'm blanking on it. And I just, like I said, I suck at names.
Yeah.
And but you would think, I mean, maybe they were just advertising on the wrong spot. He should have, needed to be
he was on Tinder.
One of those meetups or something. Maybe they probably didn't take him seriously.
Could be. But if that profile was written with anywhere near the, style that he has in this article, I would have called him just because I'd want to meet the person that could, is that good with words. But yeah, no, it's a very good article. We'll post that one for you. And we know that 50 Shades Darker is coming out. And here's another article. And they admit straight out, this is the repackaging of kink, the Zen spanking trend.
Zen and spanking.
Zen spanking. So basically what it was is it's a whole new, somebody that wrote a book, and they're going out speaking, talking about, look, you can spank, but it's got all the stuff that everybody that's been into BDSM of any type for any period of time, it's already the same rules that everybody already follows. But somebody's found a new way to make money on it. Thoughts?
Oh, go for it. I mean, it's always fascinating. But I'm like Zen and spanking, and so I'm just like, are there chants in between? I mean,
right? That's a good question.
Oh, that's just
a little gong.
Sort of like what did I hear the other day that what's selling in publishing right now are book titles with swear words in them.
Really?
You got to get them. You got to get the folks that to buy books. You have to, like the kids' book, like Go to Fuck to Bed, and the fucking coloring book. And if you can swear in a book title, it's getting picked up faster than titles without swear words in it.
Go the fuck. Did you ever read the narrated version? Hear the narrated version of that?
Oh God,
was it Samuel L. Jackson? I think
so. Yeah, I heard bits and pieces of it. I haven't read I didn't hear the whole thing because
my nephews put that audio on for me because they both have little kids, and they played that. I had never even heard of it, and I absolutely laughed so hard no sound was coming out at that narration. It's fabulous if you haven't heard it. So funny. Okay, Colleen, this is going to have to go up on the website because there's no way to go through all of this, but this is quite possibly the most bizarre list I have seen in the entire number of time that we've been doing this show. And this is Valentine's Day gifts for weirdos. Okay?
Okay, just throw out a few of them and we'll go through there.
Okay. Well, there's a whole litany of anatomically correct heart things. So like a gold pendant that's an actual anatomically, okay.
I've seen chocolate hearts and all sorts of stuff. I've seen a lot of that. Underwear
that have it on there. Then there's an anatomical heart in the mug. And it's it's kind of gross. I mean, it's just like, yeah, okay, it's funny, but not really. The junk in the trunk thong for men. So it's an elephant thong, but it's googly and weird, but the picture's funny enough to, why not?
I think we still sell an elephant thong.
Do you have it?
Yeah. I'm not. I'd have to check. We go through times when it was a big seller for years, early 80s, 90s, and then it slowed down, and then people wanted it again, and I can't decide. All I know is I hung a lot of menswear a couple weeks ago because, like I said, Liz broke her wrist, and it was just, it was so soft and gorgeous. I'm like, this is awesome.
Bacon roses.
I've seen that.
Edible?
I've seen the, it hasn't made it on Pinterest because I got rid of my Pinterest thing. I couldn't figure out what the point of that was. I'm not arty enough, I think.
Maybe not.
But I'm like, I just give me the bacon. I mean, really, if you want, I could handle like a Bacon of the Month Club from Newski's Bacon, or something like that. That would be perfectly romantic to me.
Very cool. This one I found hilarious, the Boombox yoga bag. And it shows this very cute, svelte woman who looks very much like she does a lot of yoga holding this thing up on her shoulder, and it looks like a stupid boombox. It's funny. It's cute.
What they need to do is holding it over her head, a la Say Anything.
Yeah. Well, she had it like the street guys used to walk down the street in New York with it. The Welcome Home gnome. Okay, so picture a garden gnome, only it's in a bikini exploding out of the top of a mushroom like somebody coming out of a cake. I don't know.
I have a Gardy gnome when Garden Hire was a.
Do you really?
Yes. I needed one of those so bad, and then I have a little bear gnome. Gnomes are silly. I had a drive-by gnoming. There was like IKEA had this little ceramic gnome. It was like, and I drive home. I pull out of my garage. I walk to my door, and I glance over to my right, and there's a gnome. A gnome.
Oh, so somebody put it there.
Someone put a gnome in my yard, and I immediately knew who it was.
Okay. Do you still have it?
Oh, I still have it. And I called up my friend. I said, "Thank you for the gnome." I mean, there was no doubt in my mind who had bought this gnome at IKEA for like $4, painted its little pointy hat because it was all just terracotta. Painted its little hat red and stuck it in my garden.
A drive-by gnoming. I love that. That's fabulous.
So that's why I had to give them little friends now.
Personally, I would like the handcuff bracelet. It's cute.
A little teeny handcuff?
But yeah, and it like links together. I like that. But the Thelma and Louise reenacted by taxidermied mice in a car, no.
Oh, God.
You've got to see the picture of this. It's for real. I mean, they are real dead mice in the Thelma. And they've got
I have a difficult time. I mean, I know that they do like taxidermied like chicks and stuff like that. And I'm like, and I know that lots of little chicks die. They don't kill them for this stuff, but it's just, I don't understand it. I mean, they hung up a deer head in the room outside of this room.
Yeah.
I walked by it, I'm like, oh God, it's a dead thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Not my decorating concept.
Not mine either. But on that weird, strange related note, my boyfriend was getting texts from a friend all weekend who's out on a buffalo hunt, and he got a buffalo, right? And I saw a picture of it, and it's just like amazing. And one thing I will say, whatever your predisposition on this or your position is on this stuff, he uses the whole thing. I mean, everything's going to be,
there'll be sausage and steaks. And I'm sure that, the hide get used someplace. And I mean, I get that.
But as the weekend went on and more pictures kept coming, he started being like, wow, look at that impressive thing. Then it became like, he shot that thing at 175 yards. How hard is it to hit something that's 2,000 pounds at 175 yards? Like, and he just kept getting more and more bitter as the and I'm like, I rather like game, and I have no issues with hunting if you're going to eat it, and I don't know anyone who just would go. Well, anyone that is ordinary or normal or a regular citizen that doesn't go out, they used to go out and shoot shit for the fun of it. Right. No. Like trophy hunting bugs me. Yep. So in the French press coffee, do you ever make that? I had a French press. I owned it for less than a week, and I managed to break it. So, and I decided that was a sign that I should not have it. So I have a little tiny 4-cup Cuisinart coffee pot thing. It's perfect. Okay, well, this one has boob-shaped funnels, so it's a nipple that the coffee goes through. It's really on the crass side. The one that made me think of our Miss Megan is the Priapet candles. So it's like a cat or whatever, and when the candle burns, it's a skeleton. Mm-hmm. And I can see some goth kids really thinking that was fun. Kind of interesting. I've seen those. I've enjoyed that. We had a booby football. You did? Yeah, a little booby Nerf football. That usually does well for us. Sweet. Mm-hmm. So in the probably they're going to end up on the sale rack category, the blood spatter bath mat, the IUD earrings. Yeah, seriously. And but the Love Stinks throw pillow, may I just say, it's is it sparkly? No, but it's a silhouette of a dog sniffing another dog's butt. I do think that's funny. Yeah,
that one's gonna sell.
And
I know way too many people
that love dogs.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Love stinks. So yeah, check out this list. There's way more. I mean, I've got 15 items listed here, and I didn't even get them all because seriously, this is the most bizarre collection of things I've ever found. And that's saying a lot based on the sites that I frequent, right?
Yeah, but I bet they don't have gift with purchase. Yeah.
See, hit that again, Colleen, because that's really a great value.
Well, we've got, it's from System Joe, and they've got their, our room, or used to be called the Red Room collection. And there's 5 kits, 2 smaller, 3 larger. And if you buy over $50 worth of stuff, you can choose one of the smaller kits. And if you buy over $100 worth of stuff, you can get one of the larger kits. Most of them are sort of bondage related. There's blindfolds and feather ticklers. There's a spanker, some silk rope. There's all of them have like 2 ounces of lube or massage oil, some body powder in there. And they retailed from anywhere from the smaller ones were $29.95 and $34.95, and the larger ones were $74.95.
Okay.
And they're going to be in the stores. I mean, if you're listening right now, they're not, when this gets up later on this afternoon, they're not in the stores and won't be in until probably after 5 or 6 o'clock on Wednesday. But
tomorrow.
It's for tomorrow, yeah.
Okay.
Today was what? The 7th? 6th, 7th, 8th. I don't know what the hell it is anymore.
I know it's the 7th.
Yeah, 7th.
It's okay.
So they'll be in by the end of the day on the 8th.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, great gift idea. And I just think about the gift with purchase thing is such a great idea. If there's something that you've kind of been wanting, especially something on the more expensive side, it's a really great way to just spread your money.
Oh yeah, and the packaging on this is really nice too.
Is
so
it?
It's going to look really pretty.
Could any of these be good like gifts for someone because they're just a smattering of things?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's a 1 ounce lube or a 2 ounce lube, and then you've got your blindfold, your feather tickler. It's nothing too intense.
Okay.
So, it's a good, maybe the one with the silk rope
yeah.
is a little bit more intense. But even then, it's, it's nothing, like I said, it's all beautifully packaged, red and black, and really nice.
Really cool, huh? Yeah. And what's the company on that again?
Well, it's System Joe is a lube. They put this together, and it's a lubricant that I've always enjoyed the System Joe products.
Very cool. So you got to bring some fantasy gift staffers in for the VD show next week.
They're going to be out at the stores. In fact, they're trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to be going to a store immediately after the podcast next week.
All right. Well, everybody get in position, and you can, that actually came out totally wrong, but it works oddly. Get ready. You've got a few more shopping days left, and everybody at all the stores, super knowledgeable, and they can help you find something that's appropriate. So Colleen, good luck with one of the busiest times of year for fantasy gifts.
It always is. I'm always freak out, and it always turns out well. So you would think after 29 years of doing this, I wouldn't be so freaked out, but every year I panic.
I know, but it's going to be fun. Well, happy Valentine's Day, and we'll be back at you next week.
See you next week.